Guys, what's going on? What is going on? What is going on, guys? It's good to have you guys here, what is it? Happy Tuesday, I think. Wow. Let me see. Keyshawn, how you doing, man? Yeah. Guys, here, please. I'll remind you guys, code your language in the chat, please. No swearing. Anytime that we talk about topics like this, guys, I need you to code your language, please, so that the stream doesn't get taken down. Right? He says, yeah, these diseases are on the rise. Yeah, disgusting. Glass, hey, thanks for the membership, my good friend. And guys, remember, members get custom emojis and early access to live streams, guys. I will be making more members only content here soon. Yeah, I appreciate that. Laughing man, what's up, dude? Yeah, he says just another reason to get a passport. Facts. Yep. Black Superman, how you doing? He says that's why he stays his butt in the house. He says, and no drip. Hey, thanks for that.
Seriously, garlic croutons, dude.
Rajai, what's up, dude? It's good to see you. Steve, how you doing?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Good to see you. Radix, how you doing? Felix, how you doing? Evil, how you doing? Red Door's here. Casper is here. Jubilee is here. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Now, guys, we have a whole lot to talk about today, right? Disgusting. Hold on, guys. Okay. Let's see. 1 second. Now, guys, you might have heard that one Democrat guy who's running for governor of California, right? And he got Swallowswell, whatever, right? Basically, it turns out he's a pervert, right? All these chicks are coming forward accusing him of SA, right? Because, of course. And guys, here's the thing. He would have a bit better of a chance if he was on the Republican side, but guys, this Swallowswell guy, of course, he was like, I'm a male feminist and I'm all for women's issues, right?
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Absolutely insane.
Beta male.
Isn't it funny, guys, how all these idiots like Destiny and all these male feminists are all perverts? Guys, put a 1 if you agree, right? That 99% of all these male feminists are all perverts. And guys, here we have a case of a guy who was a hardcore Democrat who was donating to all their campaigns, and now he's saying he's not a Democrat. Guys, let's break some news. Here we go, guys. All right. Now this guy, I think he's drunk. I think he's but he's some rich dude who lives in California, right? And I think this is what it took for him to actually get red pilled. Here we go, guys. Watch.
I guess first off, your initial Friday. I guess first off, your initial reaction to everything that's happened since Friday.
I'm look, I live in the world of telling the truth, and I'm disappointed. I'm shocked. I'm beyond disappointed. You know, we expect people in Congress and in our political world to tell the truth. And
how naive is this guy, right? He actually thinks that these congressional idiots and these politicians tell the truth, please?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You know, our people, before we endorsed him, asked him numerous times, is there anything we need to know? And he lied to us. All right? You don't lie about stuff like this. You don't lie. You don't do it, right?
You guys have been close friends for.
I've known him. I've known him for the longest time. And I'm going to tell you something that I've never seen him out with women. When he stayed here occasionally, he's never brought a woman here.
Did you suspect this at all?
This guy is trashed. Guys, what do you think he's been drinking? Some Alizé, you know?
Oh, I was blown away. Like, blown away. Like, there's no way I would have endorsed him.
Yeah.
It's such a shock. And you know what? With a lot of the phone calls I've had over the last couple of days, if you want to be a really good investigative journalist, start investigating everyone in Congress. Because it's a cesspool of.
Hasn't that been what we've been saying for the longest time, guys? But these wokey wokes go, oh, the Democrats wouldn't do it. The Republicans would, but the Democrats wouldn't. Guys, we say all of them are all crooked. You know what I'm saying?
The S word.
There's some more of this going on.
I got to be careful, you know, FCC with you.
Yeah.
You know, and start investigating it. Clean it up. We are customers of the United States. We deserve equal or greater value for our tax dollars. All right? And is it fair enough?
Yeah, I was going to say fair to say you're
Is that fucking fair enough, man? My guy, you're a good fucking guy. You know that? You're a good guy. You're a good fucking guy with your microphone and your news station. You know, you're a good guy. Dude's trash, man.
mad. I mean,
Mad?
Yeah.
I am no longer a Democrat. I'm now a libertarian Republican. Because that's what a blue dog Democrat used to be.
There you go, guys. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go, guys. Right there. Absolutely insane. What a joke. Okay. Yeah, guys. Guys, what a mess, right? What a mess. Hold on, guys.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's called executing, being accountable, enforcing, respect, responsibility, and results. Knowing what your job description is, delivering results, unifying, making this country great, the great brand we have, okay? Or we used to. Can we get it together, please?
Yeah.
Can we get it together, please? And you know what? When I ran for the governorship, I did because I couldn't find a candidate that was worthy to back. And I thought Eric had the goods. But he'd tell the truth. Okay?
Do you like any of these other options?
Too early to tell. Okay? Too early to tell. I met them all. Too early to tell. And, you know, we're past March 31st.
Guys, isn't this guys? This is how most of us actually are, right, guys? I'm an independent. I'm more conservative because I've always been more kind of that classical liberal type guy. But I'm very, very fiscally conservative. You know what I'm saying? Very, very. I don't believe in social welfare programs. I don't believe in high taxes. I don't believe any of that. You know what I'm saying? So
otherwise, I'd still be in the race. Okay? Because I had solutions. I studied the problems. And I know what's best for California because I grew up here. And I am sad. Save California, please. Save California. We need.
And yet you keep voting for Gavin Newscomb and all these idiots, right? Guys, what a joke.
To be safe.
Guys, you guys remember how I told you how there was California's wasted $25 billion on the homelessness problem. You guys know that they didn't audit, and the only reason why there was an audit is because the one lone, I think, Republican congressman or senator called for it. He was the only one who said, "Wait a minute, while we have this whole like crazy influx of money, shouldn't we know where it's coming from?" And guys, when that audit got done, there was a data desert, meaning they had no clue where the money went. And Californians keep voting for this crap. They keep voting for it. They go, "Oh, it's the Republicans who are doing all this foolishness, da, da, da." And it's like, okay, let's just grant that. But they think that their party is immune? They think that somehow one party is 10 times worse than the other? How? It doesn't make any sense.
How's your relationship with Eric?
And guys, even if you say both parties are full of scumbags, at least one party is trying to get more freedom and lower taxes. It's easier to be left the hell alone if the conservatives are in charge.
Are you still friends?
Eric who? Is that clear? Don't bust the trust. You bust the trust, okay? You don't exist in my life. You don't.
Not like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. Yeah, this guy is wasted.
Bust the trust. It's all about having integrity. Integrity, okay? I shake your hand, you shake my hand, and make a deal. We work together. We all have to make California the best it could possibly be.
Not gonna happen.
And you know what? I'm so disappointed in the Democrats. And I've said this before. I think
And that's his fault for expecting different, right, guys? Guys, I have no faith in Democrats. I have no faith in the left at all. None. At all. Guys, I all right. Cord, Pyro, hey, what's up, dude? It's good to see you, man.
Bomba
Cord,
I'm good,
Pyro.
man.
And I'm asking you guys an honest question, because you guys know I say never vote for 304s. All you guys in the chat, if you could vote for a woman, like decent conservative candidate of a presidency, or a male Democrat, who would you vote for? I'm not talking like a Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I'm talking like I can't even say sensible woman, but like a woman that stood on a decent conservative platform, or someone like a Gavin Newsom or a Pete Buttigieg. Who would you vote for?
Definitely the woman.
Cord?
I would go for the conservative woman.
Isn't that crazy, guys? That's how bad it's gotten on the left, bro. Bro, that we would vote for a woman. Look at that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? My God. Oh my God. Everyone's agreeing. Guys, wow. Wow, that's how bad the Democrats are. Guys, black conservative perspective, he had a thing where it's like, in the polls, I think ICE is actually more popular than Democrats. Democrats are in the bottom two most unpopular things. I mean, they're in the top two most unpopular things in the U.S. The Democrats are in the toilet. So,
I wanted to bring up what the Republicans were pretty good about up until, I think, well, even with Newt Gingrich, but before then, there was a senator named Bob Packwood, who they literally ran out of the Senate because he kept a diary of all kinds of dirty little things that he put in there. And when that came out in the early 90s, he was basically forced out of the Senate, because the Republicans were always good about getting rid of the perverts.
Yeah.
the Democrats folded ranks for years around Bonnie Frank. If you guys know who Bonnie Frank was, hell, just look at Bill Clinton.
Yep.
There were allegations that came out about Bill Clinton when he was running for president, and they closed ranks around him. I was wanting to join yesterday, but I didn't have an opportunity. But I heard Snowboard trying to make prognostications over who was going to be running for governor in California, or who was going to be running for the White House in 28. This is far too early to be naming names, and the reason why is, up until last Thursday, Swalwell was the front runner for the gubernatorial race in California.
Yeah.
Look at where we were by Monday morning.
That's true. That's true. Well, hey guys, once again, look at what the narrative can do, guys, when it comes to this Me Too, all this other stuff. Just see that video that I dropped on Katy Perry earlier today, right? You know?
And something else I wanted to point out is, you were wondering, why is it these guys that claim that they're feminists turn out to be perverts? They use this as a cover.
Yeah.
And what I think it is if I join this group and I claim to be in support of this cause, if anybody finds out about what I really am, there's a high probability people are going to come out and defend me.
I think they're like Scar, though, Korg. Scar from the Lion King. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they're just dirty, underhanded weasels, right? Who can't get chicks the regular way. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. At least I can respect about like, okay, guys, to me, incels are pathetic, right? But here's the thing. At least they kind of stay over and do their own kind of thing, right? They're incels. They have their own little insulated community. They don't sell out their whole sex to try and get something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So the only thing lower than an incel is a male feminist.
Let me call out what
agreed.
Let me call out what Clayton Gerke is asking about Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, people, how do I want to say this? They suspect he doesn't play for the home team, but he's not vocal about it.
Yeah. And guys, here's the thing. At least hide it. You know what I'm saying? Guys, here's the thing that I don't get, right? Once again, guys, we live in the days of the internet now. Like, you can't really get away with much. And guys, if you are going to do any dirt, guys, go to Thailand. Go to Brazil. You know, going outside the United States. Look at the whole Shannon Sharp thing. If you want to freaking bang 20-year-old broads, go to Thailand. They can't sue you there. You know what I'm saying? Why you're doing it here? It makes no sense.
Their show. They're not woke. They're not weak. They have no brass balls. I am now a Republican. And I wish I could say a lot of other things that I used to say in my business world, but I have to be respectful to you and your show.
Appreciate that.
And your viewers.
This guy's alcoholic. You can see.
Oh, that guy starts drinking the minute he rolls out of bed. He is.
But you know what?
He is trashed.
Yeah, the first one he talks to every day is Jack, right? Jack Dan.
Yep.
Stand up. How can these endorsers not know this? How can CTA not know this? How can SEIU not know?
They don't care. They don't care. You know what I'm saying?
This. How can not these endorsers all not know this? Okay? Because from what I'm hearing, it's pretty well known in DC that this stuff's going on. So guess what? Wake up, people. Start asking tough questions. We deserve better.
We've been asking questions for how long, Korg? Right? See, this guy, he's just like, oh, this is wake me up. We've been telling people this for so long. What are you talking about? Now is the time to wake up. Rah! Please. That's why that is so funny that they talk about Orange Man, right? Oh, they'll grab him by the comment, blah, blah. You don't think that all the rest of these politicians do the same thing, act the same way? What are you talking about? You know?
Are you trying to
in fairness to them,
the contribution?
In fairness to them, they don't do it when the camera's rolling. He just has no filter.
Well, yeah, but Rachel Wilson put it the best, because this one chick was talking about the whole Trump grab him comment. And she goes, first of all, that he said that way before he was running for president. And second of all, did he lie?
Right.
He goes, there's groupies for a reason. If you're an NBA player, NFL player, movie star, you know how many girls let Leo DiCaprio grab him places, or Mark Wahlberg, or Michael Jordan, or whatever. Like, what is this? Like, is he lying? That's just the thing. Like,
there were so many women out there who when Clinton was running, that said, "Oh yeah, they'd let him do all kinds of things to them."
My ex from years ago, the guy who used to do her hair did the state of Washington's governor's wife's hair. So he got invited with his wife to the governor's ball, which I was shocked that a man who does women's hair is not gay. But anyways, and he went there. I mean, honestly, right? I mean, come on.
Hey, hold up. Think about it. If you're single, it's a pretty good way to get some tail.
True. So he was at the governor's ball with the governor, Mike Lowry, and then Bill Clinton was there. Now, this hairdresser dude's wife was hot, right? And he said he's never felt jealous at all with his wife until Bill Clinton was around. He's like, hey, because he saw how Bill Clinton was talking to his wife. He's like, whoa, hold on there, Playboy. He said that Bill Clinton just has this charm. He has this charm. Yeah. He has his way with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And ladies let him do all kinds of stuff to them. That's just the way of the world. Sorry.
I'm trying to think of which president it was. It was one of the presidents in the early 19th century was, how shall I say, getting it on with his secretary in a closet in the Oval Office. And the Secret Service was protecting him from his wife because the First Lady was livid and was going to go in there and kick his butt. And the Secret Service wouldn't let her in there. So, this country, politicians.
They gave him 15 minutes.
This is nothing new with politicians and sex scandals. The issue is with those who claim that they have the moral high ground.
Yeah. Yep.
That you made to Swallow's campaign back.
I don't know if that's legally possible.
Yeah. Hit the like button, guys.
You know what I mean? I've been doing this a long time. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Understand.
But you know what? The way this went down, you can't say you didn't know this. And that's what I got a problem with. Okay? I got a problem with it because it's about being ethical and moral and telling the truth.
In politics?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Okay? No one's perfect, right? We all got problems. Everyone's got issues. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, man.
You wouldn't last a second in politics. So, guys, the moment you start telling the truth, you're out of there, man.
And you know what? You don't sleep with those you work with. You don't do it.
Almost done, because I know you're a busy guy, but you feel for his family, I can imagine.
I know his family very well. I'm sad for the kids. I'm sad for his wife. Okay? But I'm telling you, there are so many more in D.C. that need to be looked at. Okay? Just because I've heard too much over the last few days. Just listening.
Yeah.
And
it's the same stuff that you've been hearing the last 20 years, 30 years, but you chose to ignore it, you moron.
We better wake up and fix this. Okay? This is our money. It's our taxpayer dollars. We gotta wake up.
And that's why, guys, once again, there should be a public trust that's not there. A lot of people wouldn't mind paying more taxes if they could trust that the government would spend their tax dollars effectively. There's no trust. Guys, that's why people who think that more government's the answer are a bunch of dunderheads. You know what I'm saying? The government.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, government has not shown in my lifetime the ability to effectively use tax dollars, and it's been even worse the last 15, 20 years, right? So why in the world would I be like, dude, I want to give you more of my money, dude? If I see Cord and he's in his backyard shoveling money into a fire pit, am I gonna go down and empty my bank account and then hand it to him? No. What a joke.
Wake up.
Last thing, just how did it end with you and Mr. Swalwell when he was leaving? How did your relationship with the two of you end?
Really simple. I met up with my attorney, and I said, pal, you busted the trust. 2, you didn't tell the truth. 3, I'm disappointed and disgusted. Get the f*** out of here. Pardon me.
Yeah. And then
I don't know. I walked away. I don't know what happened. He left. I don't know where it is. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, guys. So that's where he is now, right? You know, he trusted in these dunderheaded California coastal Democrats, these liberals, right? And this is what it's going to take for him to actually get cooked and be somewhat red-pilled, right? The guy's an idiot. He's alcoholic, but hey, this is, I don't know what it's going to take to get more people to end up like this. Because here's the thing about the Democrats and Cord, if you could chime in here. The one thing that the left, the wokey wokes, are good at is appealing to people's emotions, right? Yes. Oh, the poor people. Would you rather have a living daughter or a dead son? Would you rather? What about the poor people in Palestine, Cord? Don't you care? Right? You know what I'm saying? That's one
Hell
thing.
no.
But no.
Keep it tax dollars in the US.
But
that's what they do.
Yeah, that's how they get people. It's emotions, right? But that only works for so long. As certain people have to get to a certain point, right? Where that just doesn't work on them. Now, guys, all of us, because put a 1 if you agree. All of us are like the Grinch. You guys remember on the Grinch, it shows his heart's all shriveled.
Yeah.
What heart?
That's what we are. Oh, no. Was that Court?
I said I don't have one.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I don't care. You know, Palestine, I don't care about any of that stuff. Nope. Right? So, guys, once you kind of unburden yourself with this emotional need to help, guys, no. Guys, once again, I said this once, let's say it again. Guys, the whole black community, all this stuff, guys, that's not my tribe. You guys are my tribe. Men that are assertive, ambitious, red-pilled, right? Critical thinkers. You guys are my tribe. I have more in common with you guys than nug on the street or whatever. That's just how it works. Because you cannot say that because a person has your same political interest at heart, is your same race or religion. No. It's about how they think. It's about what their motives are. Is their heart in the right place? Because you guys wouldn't be here, right? If we weren't all moving in the same direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't have the same intention. You know? And guys, the only way that we can do that is not giving a damn about things that don't concern us. Palestine, don't care. LDHC TV story time in LA, don't care. Guys, move. Get to a more conservative place. Save, invest, create your little island. And be left alone. Cord, you were saying. Sorry.
Well, and it's not just that we're moving in the same direction, but it's also shared experiences.
Yes.
You know, I get vilified because apparently I'm white and privileged. You guys get dragged under people's causes because you're black,
Yeah.
but then you also get doubled down on because you're men. So
Yeah.
you're at fault as long as along with myself, and it's just I've had it.
Yeah. You guys,
And they
we're
can't.
going to win. We
I was
will
gonna say
win.
they can't
Go on,
pit
sorry.
black and white against each other anymore, which is their last desperate gasp.
Yeah. Yep. Guys, here we go. Let's do this. Now, guys, I tell you, I can tell you this, guys. This is disgusting, right? Guys, the high five, the herp derp is on the rise, guys.
That's nasty.
You guys, I'm telling you, this is why one of the major things that I disagree with Fresh and Funky on is, you got to bang 50 girls, bro. No, guys, I don't believe that men or women should be banging and clanging recklessly around, especially not nowadays. Back in the 80s, the 90s, even then, the high five thing was a crisis. But guys, once again, at least back in the 90s and the late 80s, people were scared. There was fear. Now, guys, put a one if you notice how lackadaisical Gen Z and millennials are about the herp derp and the high five and all that other stuff. Oh, well, everyone has it anyways. We have prep.
Give me about
all
those
this other stuff. Yeah. Disgusting.
The Houston thing. The Houston thing.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a little history lesson. So the high five came out when I was about 14, 15. And I got to dance around this a little bit. It was only afflicting gay men.
Yeah.
And it was called the gay plague.
Zesty dudes.
Zesty. Sorry.
Zesty plague. Yeah. Yep.
So it was the zesty plague, and that's what it was known for a long time.
Yeah.
And so people still kept doing what they were doing until a few bi guys infected some women, and then it started spreading around everybody.
Yep.
And for years, if somebody saw that you had a condom, you were shamed for it.
Yeah.
But then by 86, 87, it became, if you didn't have a condom, you were a fool.
Yeah.
And people who were manufacturing condoms couldn't manufacture them fast enough.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until some of these immunosuppressive therapies came around, I think it was the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
Breathing space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then you had, the super clap. And now it looks like these other nasty infections it's just disgusting.
They have, they have what is it called? Antibiotic resistant gonorrhea now. You know what I'm saying? Disgusting.
Yes.
Guys, once again, when it comes to the herp derp, I've done videos on Gen Z saying, oh, well, everyone has it. Anyways, 80% of the population has it. No, that's the mouth kind, but the actual general kind, it's like 30% has it, but rising because people just don't care, right? And guys, women are at higher risk for all these diseases. Plus, they get pregnant. Plus, they carry babies to term. They can die during the pregnancy. They can die during childbirth. They have the most risk, and they're the most lackadaisical about who they give the nay to. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Because in the 80s and 90s, guys, for those of us who weren't there, as people were scared. They were scared. They weren't using public restrooms because they were like, guys, it's so bad, right? With these, and now they have that prep that says, oh, well, you can make it so that that your cell count's so small that it's undetectable. So you have zesty dudes saying that they shouldn't even have to disclose that they have it. It's like, what?
What?
And then,
what?
You remember?
Oh my God!
If you remember the Tom Hanks movie,
Philadelphia. Yep.
That is exactly how the attitudes were back then. If they found out you were zesty, don't you touch me.
Yeah.
If they found out you were zesty, I'm not using that restroom after he was in there because that crap will jump. That people did not know. how the hell that stuff was jumping around.
I was at karaoke once, and a bunch of my friends showed up, and then my one friend's wife, he's my one friend who's soon to be ex-wife. They're a heterosexual couple, but his wife is like, I'm a non-gender conforming, blah blah blah. So she makes all the LGBTQ issues his issue too. She invited 2 of her zesty friends, and they came, and they were there, and they were both talking about how they both been with a person who was high five positive, like knowing that the person had it, they still engaged. Now, protected or not, why would you do such a stupid thing?
Exactly.
Why would you do such a stupid thing, guys? And this is the thing. There's a lot of chicks, especially B-dubs, where they'll tell you they have the herp derp straight up. You guys know why? Because there's idiots out there who will still hit it, even though they've been told they have the herp derp. They've been told they have the high five. Guys, that's just a lack of self-respect. Put a 1 if you agree. Guys, hit the like button, please. Guys, put a 1 if you agree. That is a lack of respect for yourself. You spent all these years, saving, investing, taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and you're going to risk your health for some dirty, nasty skank 304? Are you serious? What a joke. Now, guys, here we go. Watch this. Watch. Here we go.
People with HIV can no longer be criminally prosecuted for exposing someone else to the virus without their knowledge.
Look at that. Guys, this was 4 years ago. Now, Illinois is the second state to do this. Guys, guess what the first state was? Guess what the first state was to decriminalize? Hey,
it has to be California. Has to be.
Exactly.
This makes Illinois the second state to repeal such a law, this one from the 1980s, making HIV exposure a felony. Advocates say the law discouraged testing and treatment for HIV and that this repeal is long overdue. Joining us now with more are Timothy Jackson, the Director of Government Relations with the AIDS Foundation Chicago.
Mr. Zest, right?
And the lead lobbyist of the bill's repeal. And State Representative Carol Amons.
Of course, guys, B-dubs always show out for all the dumbest stuff, right? If you ever see any stupid bill, any stupid proposition, you can guarantee there's a B-dub somewhere in there.
Democrat who sponsored the bill.
Guys, I dropped the link, so anyone who's coming up, guys, just hit the StreamYard. Hey, LeBron, what's up, dude? Just people stop going to the dentist because a woman contracted and died of the high five from that dentist. Wow, I didn't know that, man. Yikes! Look at that, guys. Thanks for the $5.
Seriously.
Oh my God! Really?
Croutons, dude.
Yeah, you guys remember they were doing those vampire facials where they put blood on your face? 4 women got the high five from doing that. Disgusting.
Jeez.
So, Timothy, let's start with you, please.
Here we go.
What was your reaction to the governor officially signing this
Here we go. Of course, he's celebrating.
Thank you so much for having.
Jesus Christ.
The Zestmeister. Timothy. Anybody who has a name named Timothy is always a Zestmeister.
The more I knew he was nasty, but then he opened his mouth. Whoa. Listen to him talk. Can you imagine having a son and raising him to adulthood and it comes out like that?
I can't get over the place, to be completely honest with you. As a person living with HIV for nearly 12 years,
I'm not surprised, right, guys?
Well.
There was anxiety, there was joy, there were a couple of tears, but mostly it was really a weight lifted off of my shoulders and for shoulders of people living with HIV across Illinois, that they won't have to worry about their health condition being weaponized against.
How about you not spread this stuff without not telling people? Like, what are you talking about? Where is this logic here? What are you talking about?
And so for that, I am eternally grateful to Representative Ammons and Senator Peters and Governor Pritzker and others for their work in advancing this legislation.
And Representative Ammons, why did you want to be a part of this legislation?
Because you're a dunderheaded
I think
B-dub.
Timothy really expressed that, and thank you so much for having me on about this bill. This bill really reflects something that shouldn't have been on the books in the first place, but
The lie detector determined that was
Whoa.
Exactly. Thank you, Corg. I was all here. You go first. You go first. And then I'll go.
There's a reason that was a felony, because that disease could lead to somebody's demise. It's up to you if you want to present pictures of it, but you guys do not understand how that infection progresses through the human body. You get painful lesions that form on the skin. It completely shuts down your immune system, that the white cells in the body start attacking everything.
But Corg, you also gotta realize that you oftentimes the type of infection that you get.
Yes.
You can get toxoplasmosis if you have a cat. You can get all types of crazy diseases. Yes.
That's why it's called acquired immune deficiency syndrome.
People will perish from different. So it is the high five, yes, but like it's the infections that you get that run their natural course, right? That get wrecked, you know. But yeah,
so like Freddie Mercury is a great example of.
You're older than I am. This woman seems to have forgotten the crisis that was going on in the 80s.
That's why I reacted the way I did when she said it should not have.
Right. They were dropping left and right. Guys, there were cities where the whole zesty male community was wiped out.
Yes.
Wiped out.
I remember that.
They had to have special hospitals for them because nobody wanted them commingling with other patients. That's how misunderstood. It's how the disease. There was nothing known about that back then.
Yeah. Yep.
And like I said, you get to the point where your body starts shutting down, and if you Freddie Mercury is an example. You can find pictures of him online. Rock Hudson's the other one. They just turn gaunt and they're almost become walking skeletons.
Yeah, and you
until
look
they
at
finally pass.
And if they catch the flu, if they catch what's a normal disease? I mean that you get over.
Even a common cold will knock them down like nobody's
whatever,
business.
And you're cooked. You're cooked. So
and for her to make that statement is just blatantly ignorant.
Yeah, but I mean, she's a B.
Yeah, she's ignorant.
What do you expect? You know,
of the historical record when it came to people living with HIV, and so I wanted to be a part of that.
Guys, isn't this the same logic that they use for Transformers, where they're saying that think of this: the law is made to protect those that would mess up other people's lives, just like they're trying to do with Transformers and women, right? Guys, this is decriminalizing someone who spreads this without telling, who infects someone without telling them. So it's not protecting those who the victims here. If you give someone this disease, that person's a victim, and you are a victimizer. Just like a transformer goes into the women's room or whatever, they're victimizing women. Yep. This is modern democratic logic, guys.
Yeah.
Just remembered something else. These people who had the high five were not allowed to donate blood. Look up Ryan White.
Yeah,
a little boy who contracted the high five through a blood transfusion because he was a hemophiliac. Now, I know that's a big word for snowboard. That means his blood doesn't
So is he the victim or the victimized whore? Oh!
Thanos says, look at the broadcast tips of Dr. Peters. I don't know if that is. What is this? I don't know if I can show this. It's a documentary. Oh, he documented his life as a person who does the high five. Guys, there was a guy that I think I showed you guys once where he just had accepted because everyone that he knew had it. So he just kind of accepted that he was going to perish. And he has a natural mutation in his cells where the holes that the high five virus goes through can't make it through. So he's naturally immune.
There are rare groups of people who have that natural immunity that they were trying to study.
Yes, but what I'm saying is he has a picture of him and like 25 of his friends from back in 84, 85. All of them are all gone, except for him. It was nuts. So
have a long legislative record of criminal justice reform. I found this to be not just criminal justice reform, but this is also healthcare justice in the face of COVID. And so I think it was high time that Illinois took the lead on this initiative.
You stupid woman.
And I'm so happy that we got it signed last week and that the governor saw the importance of this legislation.
And Timothy, how did this particular law and laws like it, how do they impact people who are living with HIV?
Yeah, there are a number of different harms, of which one, it's not based on current science, because right now there's a thing called U equals U, which stands for undetectable equals untransmittable, which means a person living with HIV with an undetectable viral load, they pose zero risk in transmitting the virus.
Yes, but the person should still know. That's crazy. That would be like saying, here, I have a gun on me and it's not loaded, right? But I should be able to take it into your house and not tell you, right? You know what I'm saying? It's still a firearm. It's still dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And I should know if you have a firearm in my house. If you come into my house, I should be able to consent to you bringing a weapon into my house or anything that's potentially harmful.
Yeah, that's actually very good, and you're absolutely correct, AJ. But what this guy just said,
I didn't mean to toot my own horn, but beep beep,
But yeah, what this guy just said is actually not true. It's not true at all. So he mentioned having a viral load that's undetectable. So when they check for a viral load, okay, you know what? Actually, AJ, I'm just gonna say it, and well, if I never end up talking to you guys again, that's so be it. But so I'm actually HIV positive. I picked it up from a Russian girl that I was dating for like 2 years and 9 months. She was actually the only girl I ever asked to marry me. She of course she said no, and and then sometime later, we split apart, and she had to go back to Russia because she wasn't able to renew her student visa. So this is what, 16, 17 years ago. She ended up having to go back to Russia, and about 10 years ago I learned that she passed away. She died because, well, I don't know what the healthcare system is like in Russia, but after the fact, several years, I found out, and oh yeah. Anyways, long story short, what this guy is saying, so needless to say, I go see my doctor every 6 months, and I take my meds and everything, and ever since I found out, I have not even kissed the back of a hand of a lady, nothing. But what this guy is saying about the whole undetectable thing, no, you can still spread it. Technically, the healthcare industry, they no longer considered it a sexually transmitted disease because it's a blood-to-blood transfer. But when you're undetectable, that just means that the threshold margin that they test for is less than 20 parts per million. And so what that means is that there is such a low viral count that statistically, 99.1%, something like that, you're not going to spread it, but it is still possible to spread it. To this day, we still can't donate blood for, obviously, shit. I just said a whole lot of shit I probably shouldn't have.
Colin, here's the thing, right? And A, thanks for sharing. Right?
Mhm.
B, that sucks that would happen to you. But I think that by your testimony, you're proving everything that we say correctly, because you don't have this lackadaisical attitude that these liberals and these wokes and these modern women and these Gen Zs have, right?
Right. Exactly.
Because we've seen it say, oh, well, everyone has the herp derp anyways, or everyone has the high five anyways, so why should I protect myself? Why should I do this? Why should even in the commercials for PrEP and stuff, it says that it lowers it to near undetectable.
Exactly.
They cannot legally say undetectable. But if you look at your mindset, right? If more people had your mindset and would actually take the accountability, because I didn't hear you say once that like it just jumps out of a tree at you. You said that you were with this woman, right? And you said, hey, look, it was a decision that you made. You are in a completely different universe than these dunderheads that I talk about.
Right. And for what it's worth, regarding the PrEP medication, I do actually think the PrEP thing, it is a good thing, because it is, it's not 100%, but it's a big step. But for what it's worth, by the time when I finally found out, because I was having some other health problems, and at that point I hadn't been to a doctor since I was like a little kid, right?
Oh wow.
And so anyways, when I went to the doctor, he was like, no, that's interesting. I'm not really sure what to say. So why don't we do this? Why don't we just take some blood from you, and we're just going to check for any and everything. I mean, any and everything. I was like, okay, cool. So they took an ass load of blood from me. And anyways, the very next day, this doctor, he calls me back and he's like, so Colin, how are you feeling? I'm like, well, I'm just, real tired, real fatigued, but I'm busy. And, I got a bunch of work in my shop. What's up? What you finding? He's like, well, I need you to come back to the office like right now, and we need to take more blood from you. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? What's up? He's like, so you don't know? I'm like, no, I don't know. You're supposed to tell me. He's like, you're HIV positive, and I'm not a specialist, but from what I can tell, your viral load is like insanely far off the chart. And I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? So anyways, I went back into the office. They took more blood to, retest, and they set up an appointment with me, with a specialist over at UW Medicine, or you know the place.
Yep.
Anyways, the doctor, he saw me the very next day, because basically he cleared his calendar, and he took me in, and he straight up told me, Colin, your viral load is so far off the charts, and your CD4 count, that's the white blood cell count, technically, when that CD4 count drops below 200, which an average average healthy person has a CD4 count usually between about 1,000 to 1,200. When it drops down below 200, I'm technically supposed to diagnose you as HIV positive with AIDS syndrome. And at the time, this was before, Obamacare. At the time, basically, that was a death sentence, right? And the doctor was like, well, right now, there's a new medication called Atripla. It literally just got finally approved for, to be, prescribed by the FDA. I've never given it to anybody. It's one big giant pill. it looks really promising. But I've never given it to anybody. And, if this pill doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you, because you're so far gone that I don't think anything is going to work. So anyways, they gave me the medication, had me come back in 30 days. And within 30 days, I was at a undetectable viral count, and my CD4 count was almost back to healthy. And the doctor straight up looked at me. He's like, I'm not going to call you a miracle, but you're a case that needs to be studied. And, we're a research hospital. And if we could, please, could you sign all these forms and all these, what do they call them? Not
release forms,
NDAs,
waivers.
Yeah, because we want to actually take some of your
NDAs.
Yeah,
Thanks,
they need
Noah.
to study anything at snowboard. Sorry.
No, but guys.
No, it is funny
guys,
though.
hold
It
on,
is
hold on.
funny.
I'm trying
but
to make him laugh.
No,
I'm
but
not a hater.
Guys, one of the best things about the FDA, right, is they have the emergency use exemptions and what's called a humanitarian use exemption.
Yeah.
Meaning, bro, like if it's a Hail Mary, it's a Hail Mary, right? Like this is a promising thing. We don't know what it'll do, but if your 5-year-old's dying or something, just sign on and you might as well roll the dice.
Yeah,
and guys, it happens all the time. It sounds crazy. I know someone that this worked with. Like now they're older, but when they were young, I don't know like what they were sick with. But the doctor goes, "Yeah, we have this thing. It's experimental. I need you to sign on the dotted line so they can send it back to the local health thing to go to HHS." And it worked. The doctor was just like, "Hey, you know what? It's either this or the grave. Might as well go out swinging." Sorry.
Yeah. So, anyways, no, I'll wrap it up. I'm sorry for the monologue, but
no, dude. No.
Long story short, I was one of the very first few people to try this, medication, a triplet, which now it's been changed to something else. But this is actually what led to the quote unquote PrEP medications, where it's almost the same thing, where they finally gotten to a point where, it's not 100%, but at least, people, they can take medication that, will, stop it. But, ultimately, people just got to take responsibility and stop sticking the dick in, in booty holes or, dirty vajayjays,
But I think, Colin, if I could ask you a couple questions.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Please
So, okay. The whole like destigmatization argument, right? Like you hear these people. Okay, I believe that there's a natural aversion to. Okay, you guys know how there's like the herd of water buffalo, and there's the one sick one, right? And you see the water buffalo herds like edging away from it,
Yeah.
And then when the lions come, they'll like kick Steve, the water buffalo. And Steve's like, "Hey!" Right? And roar, and then the lion gets it. We have a natural aversion as herd animals against people that look sick, sound sick, or act sick, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah.
It's the same with obesity, all this other stuff. What do you think of these idiots who want to try and like destigmatize these permanent kind of diseases?
I think honestly, they're even worse than the people who just flat out keep it a secret and don't say anything. I honestly truly believe that myself, the day I found out, the very first thing I told myself was, "Well, damn, I ain't never getting a piece of ass again." Well, that sucks,
Yeah. Keep going.
Well, no, but you're absolutely correct. The only moral and right thing to do is to accept the fact that you have a responsibility to make sure that it never gets to anybody else.
Hold on. Radix says Western medicine's too comfortable treating symptoms. What type of medicine treats diseases better than Western medicine? Oh, wait. Guys, we got to stop doing this whole Eastern medicine chakras and all this other crap. It doesn't work.
Well, they're better
All right?
at preventing, not treating.
No, they're not. No, they're
I'd
not.
say they're pretty good at preventing.
How do you
with herbs.
figure? Who? China?
Chinese medicine has been around a long time.
Yes,
cheaper,
I understand.
It's cheaper to prevent it with that.
No. Well, first of all, let's look at modern China now and how bad the people live with the air quality. They still use asbestos and all types of crap, right? Look at India. Guys, they don't have any OSHA standards, environmental standards. Guys, there's crap in the water. There's cancer-causing agents everywhere. Ain't no praying or Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is going to stop asbestos. China and India are the two biggest importers of asbestos and lead from friggin' Russia. How in the world is Eastern medicine going to stop the majority of population in Shanghai that has the worst air quality in the world, where it's so bad you can't even see 6 feet in front of your face? That's 1 in 5 Chinese men. 1 in 5 will die from smoking-related illnesses. Guys, if you go to Shanghai, you know how densely populated Shanghai is? Go 1, 2, 3, 4 dead. 1, 2, 3, 4 dead. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how bad the health is in China. Yeah. Now, genetically, Asians tend to live longer, but that's in Japan and Korea. But the Chinese, guys, look at the difference in how their environmental standards are, their building codes, the water. You think the water here is bad? Go to China. You know what I'm saying? So there's no, I don't see any. The only thing I can say people outside the West do is they don't get fat. But how do you reckon that any Eastern medicine is more preventative than prenatal care here, than MMRI, or when you don't get polio and all these other things? What has Eastern medicine done itself that has saved more lives than eradicating polio and smallpox? What? Oh wait.
It's not really tracked. It's just a different philosophy of let's prevent something.
But we're talking about efficacy, though. Okay, efficacy. What are they preventing, and how are they preventing it?
I would need to look it up, but I'm just saying I like the that system of medicine has been around a long time, so it does have some pretty good stuff.
But so has our Western style based on an ancient Greek and the Hippocratic Oath and all of that. It's been around just as long.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this modern way where they make medicine into a business, fine, that's different. But the Hippocratic Oath and the actual like way of diagnosing and everything, medicine. Now, once again, when you once you add the corporate method in and you say, hey, look, we're going to make people sick so that we can diagnose
Eric Thompson in there denying everything.
But look at yoga, though. They do the same thing. Guys, I don't know if I told you guys this. Medical, hey, how you been, man? Long time. Guys, I used to get my migraines twice a day, right? For years. It's horrible. Growing up, my brother got them and I didn't. And then we both turned 18 and then we switched. Guys, twice a day for like an hour and a half. It was hell. It was absolute. I don't know how
migraines are no joke. Migraines are literally debilitating.
Yeah. I don't know how I graduated from undergrad. I don't know how I did it, guys. It was horrible. It was horrible. And then I went to a neurologist. And guys, I have a lot of background noise coming from someone. I don't know if you're building a house or what, but please mute. This doctor, he's really, really cool because we were talking about history, because he actually had like Confederate money and old Union money. Like he had it. He somehow like got some from some collector, but because he was really big into the Civil War. He put me on the medication that I'm on now. It was completely like the medication that I'm on now in large doses is used for mental health diseases, but in small doses So usually those that are just wacko take like 10,000 milligrams. I take 1,000, and it completely changed my life. I get maybe one migraine a year. One. Guys, I remember I used to wake up with a headache. So I would wake up, and for an hour and a half while I was getting ready to leave for work or whatever, I'd be driving to work, and it was so bad. I would see double. The sun would come up. My eyes hurt.
Jesus.
It was horrible. My nose would run. My stomach would hurt, you know? So I took this medicine, and the first day it was whatever. But it had built up in my system. And the second morning, I remember getting up, and I'm driving to work, and I'm sitting there like, because the sun would come up, and I have to physically hold my hand and block the sun. And both of my hands were on the steering wheel. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have a headache. It was nuts. It completely changed my entire life. And this medicine that they put me on was not made for migraines, but he had heard like through certain studies that this might be able to help the things that trigger migraines. You know what I'm saying? And it totally worked. And that was when I was 28. I'm 45 now, guys. I will forever thank that doctor for changing my life. You know?
Yeah.
Because it was absolute hell. So we talk, Western medicine's not perfect, but it's the best we have. Guys, we have the best healthcare if you can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know? And guys, the best way to be preventative when it comes to your health is, guys, eat well, drink water, exercise. That's it.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't eat crap. Don't smoke tobacco. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because other than that, that's the best way that you can live a long, healthy life. That's the best thing that you can do. And it's so funny that people they do maintenance on their house, they do maintenance on their car, but they don't do maintenance on themselves. Guys, you can get a new house, you can get a new car, but you only have one body. One. That's it. So you got to take care of it. But Colin, thanks for sharing, man. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry I went on a kind of a monologue.
No. Guys, this is what I say. Look at how successful Colin is, guys. He doesn't sit and whine and moan and complain, right? Guys, and this is why I can't tolerate laziness, cowardice, complaining. Guys, there are people out there who have issues and they're still successful. They're dealing with things that you can't imagine, and they push through. And how many times do we see these knuckleheaded chicks, these millennials, these Gen Z? I can't work because of my anxiety. Please, it's a joke. So, but yeah, guys. So this was 4 years ago when they basically made this where they decriminalized spreading the high five and not telling a person, but watch.
A little bit of that. An analysis of Cook County court data by the circuit shows that black men make up more than 2/3 of the people charged under this law, and across gender lines at 70.
You guys know why this is? It's because all these chicks are banging all the same guys. They're banging all these guys. Once again, 16% of black men are responsible for over 70% of the kids.
Yeah.
Guys, when they say that 2/3 of the people charged under the law, it's this
Pull
guy.
out game, mate. Pull out game, man. I just don't pull out, bitch. For you motherfuckers that want to know, I don't pull out. It ain't weak, motherfucker. I don't pull out.
Guy, imagine him having the high five.
5% of those charged are black.
What about the prison?
Racism.
From
it's racism, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
And guys, Snowboard is correct. These women say that there's SA culture. No, there isn't. Guys, in prison, there really is SA culture.
Yeah, but I'm saying that might help spread a lot of this too, because if there's a nug in prison for a few years and he does something and comes out and gets mad chicks.
Yeah. But
I'm just saying, even a white
Yeah.
dude, it doesn't really matter. Just saying,
Yeah.
like, I would imagine that it's a way that it could be introduced more
Yeah.
is from that.
Check it.
There's no way it basically can't be.
Here you go, guys. Know what? What's this?
Well, for the first time in decades, HIV infections are on the rise here in Chicago. They jumped about 29% between 2022 and in 2024.
29%.
Wow, that's almost
Look
a third.
At that.
Yeah,
that's just what got reported, so it's probably really about a third.
Yeah.
And guys, you have to remember, for most people, like I was an extreme case, but for many people, it takes anywhere from 1 to 3 years before they know. For me, it took several years because, well, apparently my immune system was, I'm just strong as an ox apparently, but so these numbers, when they talk about these numbers, dude, these. Like, just remember, dude, most people, it takes them several years before they find out, it's scary, man. It really is scary.
But I think that these lawmakers really, really, really don't get, and you call in secret in court. We all remember the 80s.
Yeah.
Guys, the 80s, it was no joke. It was no joke. People were just dying in droves. It was nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like there's even old what is it, intergovernmental agency contracts or whatever, where like funds go certain places that are still based on those 80s high five measures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Grip would remember. I could remember talk way back then of people demanding to take anybody who had the high five and put them on the equivalent of a leper colony.
Yeah.
That's how scared it was.
If you thought, I was just thinking, if you thought COVID was bad, and how, the cough, you thought the cough was bad and how crazy people were getting, it was, that was a crazy time as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Joining me this morning to discuss this is Dr. Anu Hazra. He's an associate professor of medicine at the University of Chicago, specializing in infectious diseases. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the headline here. What is driving this increase, and are you seeing
looks
any
like he's had
patterns
one on his
that could
hand.
be leading
His
to this
hand.
rise in cases?
Yeah.
Now that's vitiligo, where your skin pigment goes
I think people have a lot of.
The only
potential
reason I wanted to say that
hypotheses
some of these really excellent doctors and people like that have had a health problem themselves, and that's driven them to like really study things and make a lot, like it's like their motivator.
Yeah, you'll have someone who's like mom died of cancer. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Research. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Guys, hit the like button, please.
Why we're seeing about a 30% increase for the past 2 years. I think the biggest impact factor is potentially COVID, and understanding that a lot of
Bro, just shave your head, man. What are you doing? Guys, don't be this guy. He has a full beard. So guys, just shave your head. Like what is this? Like why would he do? Guys, grow a beard and shave your head, okay? Like what
Those last strands are not going down without a fight.
were disengaged from medical care, from continuity care, from preventative care during a really disabling time. And now we're sort of seeing the lingering effects of what occurred about 6 years ago. And then the other thing to note is about half of these new infections, of the 800 plus new infections, are in Latinx populations. And so trying to understand
Latinx. Oh, please, come on.
The lie detector
Oh my
determined that was a
God.
lie.
how we can increase or improve services to more marginalized populations across
Another
cities is
area
super
where
important.
Asians.
What does that process look?
Say again?
Said another area where Asians are just winning.
Yeah, but
From
you,
being
but you
conservative.
know that this is probably all these are Pacific Islanders.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like Koreans, Japanese.
Yeah,
and then,
but I'm giving them credit, saying
Yeah.
saying they're yet another thing where they're doing like really good.
Yeah, yep.
This is a
Glad
good
because you
thing to
pointed
have
out this
low.
sharp rise, especially in Latino populations. So how do you get the message out?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is community-based outreach.
We can stop calling them Latinx for one.
A lot of it, which is, has been in the past federally funded or state-funded work done by really great community organizations that are embedded across these populations that may not have the best access to healthcare, but making sure they have access to preventative options and treatment options.
We're seeing this rise here in Chicago. You mentioned about 30% or so. Is this something that's just a Chicago issue, or is there something that we're also seeing in other big cities across the country?
Unfortunately, Chicago is not unique in this sort of trend. New York City released their HIV trend numbers just about a month or two ago, showing very similar sort of drifting upwards or a rise in new infections, again, particularly in marginalized populations, both racially and ethnically marginalized populations.
At this point, what does testing and treatment for HIV look like, and has it changed in recent years?
Yeah, I mean, I think the treatment for HIV has transformed over the past, 4 decades in general. The treatment for HIV medically is actually quite straightforward. The majority, if not all individuals, are on single tablet regimens or long-acting injections. It's the stigma related to the diagnosis, the stigma related to testing, the stigma related to any mention of the disease process or infection that is the biggest obstacle or barrier to link folks or even engage folks in care.
When you mention those stigmas, can you give our viewers some examples of what that looks like?
I think we all are all aware when we think about HIV, the stigma that we all may hold or understand that is held by others. This idea that there is something wrong with someone or something wrong with a population or something that they deserve or whatnot. I think that stigma, unfortunately, is being propagated by a lot of the rhetoric going around.
The rhetoric that's going around is by a bunch of loudmouth, irresponsible dunderheads that want to downplay this and not take any accountability.
And it was the stigmatism. And go ahead.
Stigmatism? Secret.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The stigmatization.
I'm sorry about that. I'm on my second Red Bull. I had a day full of meetings. I'm on my second Red Bull. No, but this is what kept things in check. This normalization, this simplification of this is what kept people. There was a time when you wouldn't even drink after another person, and so this was stuff that kept people in check. And now that we've normalized it so much to where now the fear is gone, and people just think of it as a cold or a flu.
But think of this once again. They're trying to protect the victimizers and not those that are victims. They're trying to say if you knowingly give someone this disease, it's not a criminal act. So it's protecting the person that's a victimizer and not the person who's the victim. What a joke. And guys, like, what? Doesn't he just look like such a weak man? Like, I don't know, like what?
Yeah, I wanted to hate on him kind of right away.
Yeah, he's missing, but yikes!
Yeah.
Like,
and he's an Ivy League parasite too.
But just look at like this guy's whole build is just weak.
He's a husk of himself.
Yikes!
Across the federal and local levels in many parts of the country.
Slightly related to that, in February, the Trump administration announced millions of dollars in cuts to public health programs, including for HIV prevention. What impact can that have in some of this rise in cases that we're seeing?
Yeah, I think that's probably the what keeps all us up at night. These numbers are.
Guys, I'm not the moral police, right? But guys, it's about risk. Guys, banging and clanging a bunch of chicks is just not a smart idea. Even if you can, let's just say that you're some 6'8" rich Adonis. It's like, what's the point if you're some 6'8" rich Adonis? As the high five of the herpter. I'm just saying, like, what's the point, guys? You
well, even then, what if you catch any of the other STIs? You can get render yourself sterile, or you can have other complications from it, like a nice little lifetime of urinary issues. It's
true.
Stupid.
True. Yeah.
During a time when HIV was fully funded, when programming for HIV both at the CDC level and at the DHS level were fully funded. And now we're facing sort of ongoing budget cuts year after year over the past 18 months. And we will only see these numbers continue to rise and impact other populations as well.
Dr. Anu, as we're seeing these numbers rise, what does success look like with the numbers heading in the opposite direction?
I think a lot of it is investing, again, in preventative care, preventative options around HIV. There are wildly successful medications that can prevent HIV, that we have the ability to end the epidemic medically and socially. Today, we have had the tools to do so for a very long time.
Yet the rates are still going up. So you dunderhead, you just said we have all this stuff. This is just like these women. They have all these ways to not get pregnant, and the rate of single moms is still going up.
Yeah,
because they're irresponsible, headed morons. Guys, we all know Colin's case is a very special case, but as for the most part, you look at Houston, Atlanta, right? All these places, it's a bunch of morons being morons. It's a joke. So
implementing these in a way that makes sense for the communities that are impacted by this, that is the biggest sort of rub. And only by investing in these communities, investing in these programs, can we actually make a difference.
You're needing more tax dollars for these stupid nonprofits. What a joke. Here you go, guys. Let's do a bunch of stories here. Do we look at this one?
Now, this is another headline that we are following for you tonight. After decades of declining HIV rates, infections in Chicago are rising yet again. The number of cases have been creeping up since 2020, according to a Sun-Times investigation examining city data. But city health officials say the increase is happening mostly among Hispanic Chicagoans, even as rates for other racial groups.
Gee, guys, why would that be? What group of people did some mayor just let in over the last couple years, right? Could it be that they took a bunch of migrants from the third world and threw them into...
Lori Lightfoot didn't care. She didn't give a damn.
Yeah. Come on, man. Guys, what a joke.
Continue to drop.
Kind of digging
Here to break all of this down and explain this trend is Dr. Andrew Crone from Howard Brown Health. Thank you so much for taking time out for us tonight.
Hello.
Well, let's talk about this. The Sun-Times article says that in 2024, there were 818 new HIV cases and nearly half were among Latinos. Why is it that the Latino Chicagoan population is being impacted more than any other groups?
Yeah, so I think Elvia Malagon did a really nice job highlighting some of the problems that particular population is facing in the city. And it's in combination of a lack of resources in prevention and also connecting people with treatment, and also the migrant population coming in.
Aha! Aha! I told you! I told you guys! I told you! I told you! I told you! I told you!
Yeah, yeah.
I told you. This is what open borders does. Look at that. What a joke. And taxpayers' money has to pay for this crap. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Into the city. So we're getting people here in Chicago who have never maybe been tested for HIV before and are learning for the first time that they're HIV positive. And some of those patients may have a very poor understanding of what HIV actually is. Another thing is making sure that the patients in the Latino population here in Chicago have access to prevention resources, particularly HIV PrEP or pre-exposure prophylaxis medicine. It comes in pills and long-acting shots. And when people are taking this medicine consistently, their risk of getting HIV through sex is dramatically decreased. Nothing's perfect. It's pretty darn close, though. But getting the word out that that medication is available to patients and also that there's a way they can get it affordably poses multiple challenges. One of the things that I was quoted for in the article is that we see these patients come in, especially people who are undocumented in the city of Chicago, who want access to these resources, but now more than ever are scared to come in and get them for fear that there might be some kind of retaliation against them. Or they might be exposing themselves to some kind of risk of having to leave the United States.
You know, Doctor, I know you mentioned access there. Howard Brown definitely has been on the forefront of making sure that people have access. Can you talk about what you're doing there to maybe help with these trends and bring those numbers down?
Yeah, so we have multiple clinics in the city, mostly up and down sort of the red line, but we also have a location at the La Casa Norte Resource Center in Humboldt Park that services a large Latino population. We really want to make sure that people know that accessing HIV testing and prevention medication is affordable to them. So we do have, we'll take care of any patient that's regardless of their insurance status. And also we'll make sure that if they want to be on HIV prevention medication, that they can access that at no cost or low cost through various programs that
Guys, that's a good thing. It really is for public health. Usually I'm not one for tax dollars on people who don't, but hey, look, if it prevents this from spreading, there are some crises that we have to spend money on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Available both through the state of Illinois here in the United States don't. Another big population that we care about is people living with HIV. You know, when we look at nationwide statistics, about 1 in 10 people with HIV here in the United States don't know they have it. And so making sure that people get tested and connected to treatment, because if someone living with HIV is taking their medicine, they can live a healthy life that is, you know, largely free of problems or disease. And also, if someone living with HIV is taking their medicine appropriately,
now, that is true, but the issue is when people go, well, why do I really care if I get it? Because, you know, it's not a death sentence anymore. You know, I can just get it. It's like, well, why would you think that?
Can't pass HIV on to someone else. So we really need to look into how we can connect our Latino Chicagoans into a system where the people living with HIV get taken care of, so they prevent spread, as well as people.
Your doctor, you talked about the undocumented population, but this uptick really started in 2020. Was there anything else happening during that time period that would have led to more cases?
And now they're gonna try and blame it and blame the cough.
Yeah, I mean, COVID really is something that we'll see the reverberating effects from in healthcare for a long time. Huge disruption in access to people who normally would seek it pretty readily, when suddenly going out of the house or going to a healthcare center poses this whole additional risk, then that's not something that you're going to do.
Such BS.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys. Look. This. Guys, hit the like button, please. I appreciate that, guys.
With the virus.
She chose to speak to News4Jax today as a pretrial motion to force JP Lowe into giving a blood sample was granted by a judge. She separated from him in 2002 after she says.
Sorry, guys. Why is this taking so?
Oh, Peggy Heiberger says she was married to Lowe for 7 years and stuck with him even after he found out he was infected with the virus.
She chose to speak to News4Jax today as a pretrial motion to force JP Lowe into giving a blood sample was granted by a judge. She separated from him in 2002 after she says she found out he was having affairs with other women. Channel 4's Heather Lee spoke with her over the phone. And Heather, is she surprised by his arrest?
Not at all. She says she's been waiting for this to happen since they separated years ago, which is one reason why she reaches out to so many of these women, because she believed he wasn't telling them about his status and says they deserve to know.
Look at that.
Peggy Heiberger does not have HIV.
Do you feel like you escaped something that could have changed your life forever?
Absolutely. I don't feel lucky. I feel very blessed.
But it doesn't stop her from getting tested yearly.
I keep going like, maybe one day it's going to rear its ugly head. Maybe it's hiding and dormant or whatever. And it's going to raise up one day and I'm going to be positive. I'm terrified of that.
Heiberger's story starts back in 1997 when she married this man, JP Lowe. She says before they got married, Lowe found out he had HIV.
Since I had already been exposed, I would never be with anybody else, so I might as well marry him, because he portrayed to me that it was a shock. It was his first first thing he ever heard about it.
She
Look
says
at
after
that.
years of infidelity, they separated. She says he began sleeping with other women, and she feared they didn't know about his HIV status.
I found Jay. Every time he'd go somewhere, I would find him and I would follow and I would try to reach out to these women, not because I am.
Yeah, see how she's the hero and the victim at the same time.
Yeah.
You know? But guys, this scumbag here, right? You know, he's part of the problem right here.
Yep,
Scumbag.
I agree.
Being
But per the new laws, he can't be prosecuted.
vindictive, but this is some serious stuff, and he is being very evil.
In 2003, a woman in Lake County told police Lowe never told her he had HIV. She says she found out after Heiberger provided her with medical records. Lowe was arrested and pled no contest. He was given probation and adjudication was withheld. Fast forward to this year. 3 women so far tell police they had unprotected sex with Lowe without knowing he had HIV.
Look at that.
The first victim says Heiberger contacted her. The second victim found out about his status through the first victim. And a
Man.
third victim claims she came forward after seeing news coverage of his arrest. Heiberger says she fears there may be other victims out there.
Of course
They're
there are.
embarrassed. When it comes to my life, I'm not embarrassed at all.
Now, I reached out to the public defender's office to see if the attorney.
And here's the thing that drives me crazy. How many lives has this person been impacted in regards to not only just those women, but the other ones that don't know or are not coming forward, and the people that they've been with, and the people that they've been with?
Yeah, that's a very good point. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's why, guys.
And this is why I'd be the first person to say that, you know, this guy right here, I've got more than plenty of 223 or 556 ammo to take care of the problem.
The Jacksonville man will go to court on charges he failed to disclose his HIV status to his partner. 28-year-old Jamel Brown was arrested last August, and his partner spoke with News 4 Jax in September. Now, for the first time, Brown is speaking with Channel 4's Heather Lee and telling her he is not guilty. Heather?
He says it's still yet to be determined if he even has HIV. And when I asked him if they tested him when he was arrested, he said no. 28-year-old Jamel Brown says he is ready for his day in court.
I can't say much, but I'm up, I'm ready, and I'm looking forward to going through with it.
No, fuck me. God.
Hey guys, he's speaking English.
In November of 2015, Brown admits he was sexually involved with a man. That man told Channel 4's Jim Piggott Brown knew about his condition and was in the hospital sick. That man, who didn't want to show his face, gave an interview in September telling Piggott he is now HIV positive.
When you're in this lifestyle, you do want to protect yourself, you know, and then I understand that. But at the same time, when you're in love and when you're not expecting somebody to lie about something like that.
In August, Brown was charged with not disclosing his HIV status.
That's nasty.
See, guys, telling you, but now,
When you were-
guys, this is not a crime in Illinois or in California. This is not a crime. Here you go, guys. Come on.
There, it's still out there, and if you have unprotected sex with anybody, it's still there, it's still out there, and if you have unprotected sex with anybody, you could get it.
New at 11, fear tonight there could be more victims after Green Acres police officers arrested, charged with spreading HIV to sexual partners who didn't know he carries the virus. News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts tells us doctors say they need to be tested immediately. Megan.
Yeah, and Tanya, it's very possible that those possible victims could be just learning now
that Irvin St. Clair has HIV and that they could have been exposed to it. The
Damn.
doctors say so long as they take action now and get tested, their chances of having better treatment are increased. It's a health scare that doctors know isn't going away anytime soon.
Tonight, as we speak, some HIV infections will be transmitted.
Unprotected sex still being the blame for spreading HIV. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office looking into whether or not Green Acres police officer Irvin St. Clair is also contributing to the spread of the virus.
It's still there. It's still out there. And if you have unprotected sex with anybody, you could get it.
Dr. David Dodson
Wow.
saying Palm Beach County accounts for 10% of the state's HIV cases.
AJ.
Damn,
But he said
10% in one
Yeah.
county.
I know.
Holy moly! Don't drink the water there.
Yeah. He was going Green Acres and ham on that.
there is some good news for anyone who worries they may have had sexual contact with an infected person.
If you've had sex with somebody who has HIV, actually the odds are you won't get it, but it is possible.
Dodson saying they just need to be tested. Treatments are becoming highly advanced if the virus does transmit.
We know that we can keep people alive and give them virtually a normal lifespan by controlling the HIV infection.
Dodson knows the stigma around the virus keeps some quiet about having it and may have kept St. Clair quiet.
So if you're trying to have sex with someone and you tell them you're HIV, you might not be successful.
But hopes this news will be a reminder that anyone having unprotected sex is at risk.
Tomorrow in Jacksonville.
Hold on, guys. Let's go here. A couple more stories here, guys, and then we'll. Now, guys, look at this.
And thank you for staying up late with us for another edition of The Factor Uncensored. We want to thank you for joining us. Tonight, we are talking about problems impacting society through life and death. We start off talking about an issue that is disproportionately impacting young women. According to the United Nations, young women are more than twice as likely to contract HIV today than young men.
The incels are safe.
There you go, guys.
The incels are safe. And they don't even know it.
Yeah. Guys, this is what feminism has wrought, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The people who have the most to risk, the most to lose by having meaningless sex are being encouraged and celebrated to do it. They're being incentivized to do it. Why? What woman in her right mind is just going to go around slanging it around town? It doesn't make any sense. This is what happens when you destigmatize, sleeping around. You know?
Joining us to talk about this is Gabriella Palmieri. She's digital health innovator with HealthVana. And Gabriella, what we have seen over the last few years, or at least a decade, people talking about HIV in women, it's basically fallen off the map, and it's still a very big problem, especially when you look at African-American women.
There you go.
Why aren't people talking about it anymore?
You are right. Women are getting HIV, unfortunately, at skyrocketing rates.
There you go.
And women aren't being protected from HIV because we're not talking about it. And a big reason of why women are getting HIV at higher rates and we're not talking about it is because of these outdated views of who is at risk of getting HIV. It is no longer the HIV epidemic of the 80s. Today, the HIV epidemic looks a lot different. When I tell people this stat, it shocks people. So
here we go.
1/5 of new HIV infections actually occur in women. And as you said, this
1/5. Look at that.
Yes. That's all you guys deserve. God. Remember what they say, AJ. Like their moms and their family members, the older women always tell them to don't get married, go out there and have sex with as many men as possible. Yeah. Don't get married, don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, disproportionately affects women of color, specifically Black women. So of those 20% new HIV infections that happen in women, 50% of those are in Black women. And a lot of people don't know that we actually have really incredible preventative medication called PrEP. It's a daily pill. And if you take it as prescribed every day, it reduces your risk of getting HIV from sex by 99%. But this is wild. So the CDC says that only 10% of women that could benefit from taking PrEP are on PrEP. So there's a huge care gap there, and there's also a huge opportunity.
Now, is there a problem with affordability, or can you get it through your insurance?
No, they're just stupid. You know what I mean?
If you need it for those women who are missing out?
Yeah, so actually under Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, PrEP is covered under your insurance plans, and most states cover PrEP as well. So the medication itself is covered. There are some additional tests that may not be covered by your insurance, but the new funding bill, if it gets passed, will require that insurance providers cover those tests as well. There's also really great programs out there by the pharma companies that are in this space. There are really great teleprep companies where you can get PrEP over the mail that are kind of closing those gaps and making it affordable. I think the issue with women is people don't think of HIV as something that affects women. And what we need to do better, we need to educate women as patients about their risk. And we also need to educate providers so they will prescribe these preventative medications to women.
And of course, many people don't see it, as you said, as a disease or an illness that will impact women. And also in our minds psychologically with PrEP, and many people know about PrEP, it's out there. They think, well, it's not a big problem. All you have to do is take a pill now, right? Are we going down that path, down that road?
Yes, you guys agree? Yeah. Guys, I'm telling you how lackadaisical Gen Z is. There's all these reports of this. Absolutely insane, man. Black Superman says most women don't even like the partners. Yeah, guys, like when they tell chicks to actually bang and clang dudes, like 80% of the guys they don't even really like, and they're not even enjoying it. So thanks for the $2, man.
Seriously, garlic croutons, dude.
Because we believe the HIV problem has been solved.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the person. I mean, if you're an MSN, a man who has sex with men, PrEP is being marketed to you. You're in all the ads, you see yourself represented. So it may not be a big deal to take a pill once a day as you're taking your supplements or brush your teeth or whatever else you may do. As a woman, as a female, that might thinking about your HIV risk and the stigma that comes with it, that might be a bigger hurdle that you need to overcome every day. And when you're taking that pill, actually at the end of 2025, there is a 6-month injectable coming out. So it's going to replace 180 days of taking pills with one injection.
And they still won't take it, right? Right, guys? I guarantee they still won't take it.
Done by a physician. And we believe that this is really going to be great for women because women and their providers will only need to think about their HIV risk, once every 6 months compared to every day.
And for those who are not getting the information, what do we need to do more in our individual communities?
What else can you do? Guys, they have the internet. They have the news, they have everything. They just don't care. And yeah, someone has said that if you can't trust them to take a birth control pill, what makes you think that they can that they'll take a PrEP pill, right?
Right.
Come on, man,
And aware of this. Is there anything we can do as individuals, or are we calling, or should we call on the government to make them more aware of some of the programs that are available and out there?
And how exactly do you do?
Yeah, well, I think the government definitely has a role to play, and to be fair, they are doing the best they can. They released a plan, actually under the former head of HIV for the White House, Harold Phillips, released a plan to end HIV by 2030, and there's funding behind that. But I think in terms of what can be done, it's conversations like this. It's letting folks know who is at risk risk for HIV, and that includes women. It's about talking to our friends. It's about educating providers and talking to our providers, letting them know that this is something that we may want and we may be interested in.
You guys, here, watch this. This is what happens. Now, guys, I'm not condoning this. Okay? Watch.
Positive. Fox 4's Deion Ang. Larry Dunn pleaded guilty to murdering Cicely Bolden after finding out she was HIV positive.
Now, guys, I don't condone this, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently he was cheating on his wife, and then he gave it to his wife, right? But here's the thing, you know, whether you're a transformer or anything, you have to disclose your status when it comes to anything that involves this type of behavior. You have to, guys, or bad things could happen to you.
Fox 4's Deion Anglin is at the Frank Crowley courthouse. She's been in court. She heard the defendant today try to dissuade the jury, admitted he killed her, now asking for a lighter sentence. Deion.
Yeah, that's right. And first off, Larry Dunn changed his plea today, Steve, from not guilty to guilty. And now we are in that punishment phase. The big issue seems to be, was he remorseful? Is he remorseful or is he not? And as you mentioned, a Fox 4 interview is playing a big part in it all. When Larry Dunn took the stand, jurors had already
basically what happened was
convicted him of murdering Cicely Bolden and knew a lot about the case. The 36-year-old had been having an affair with Bolden for several weeks when she revealed she was HIV positive.
At that point, I felt like I had it. My wife probably has it. Maybe I've given it to my children somehow.
On the day of the murder, Dunn testified he smoked marijuana with Bolden, and though he wasn't intending to, slept with her again. He says he also kept asking her why she did this to him. He told the jury her response.
I didn't even have to tell you because the dude who gave it to me didn't tell me.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Whoa, I told you guys. And
Whoa.
there you go. And there you go right there, guys. Right there. And guys, this stream's probably not going to be monetized much, but I don't care after the fact. So,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
AJ. My bad, dude.
It's not your fault. It's the topic itself, you know? So
I found out from a doctor, so basically I did you a favor.
At one point, a Fox 4 exclusive report became the focus. Jurors watched Sean Rabb's interview with Dunn just after his arrest.
I felt like this girl killed me. That's really how I felt. Like she intentionally murdered me. Even though, you know, I'm still sitting there, but I feel like you looking at a dead man.
Then tension during a courtroom break. The bailiff has to break up a heated discussion in the hallway among Bolden's relatives and friends. That scene just after the prosecutor questioned Dunn about what he did after stabbing Bolden to death.
You left her there for her kids to find like that, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, you went to a PTA meeting. Isn't that what you did that evening?
Yes.
damn.
Now tomorrow the judge will pick up from there. We'll get
Well,
to
guys, look,
closing arguments.
this is the type of person who votes for these laws. Why? Because they're trying to decriminalize Oklahoma too. Watch.
Senate Democrats are hoping to update state laws dealing with sexually transmitted diseases.
Current state law criminalizes anyone living with HIV who doesn't disclose their status. Our Capitol reporter Haley Weger joining us now live with the push to make a change.
Carl and Amanda, Senate Democrats say these
she's kind of a big schnoz, but it is what it is.
current laws have been on the books since the 1980s, saying it's probably time to look at updating or changing them.
Oklahoma's rates of HIV infection are rising, and that's a huge concern, and we should approach it as a public health crisis.
Pushing for a modern mindset.
If we can actually reduce the stigma for having the status.
There you go, guys. Look at those SSRIs right there. Doesn't it figure that this dunderhead is a type who wants to who wants to decriminalize this, guys? Guys, never put someone who looks like this in charge of anything. Put a 1 if you agree. LeBron said, "Hey, thanks for the $5, man." Yeah, guys. Meaning that, this probably won't stay monetized. Oh well, is what it is. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Let me see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want my medication and I want my croutons, please.
Of HIV positive, we can encourage more people to get tested.
Current Oklahoma law states that a person living with HIV can go to prison for 5 years for not disclosing their status, even if their partner is not infected. Senator Julia Kurt wants to look at changing that.
40 years ago is when we made those laws. Like, we've changed a lot in terms of what we understand.
Guys, look at her eyes. This is what demon possessed looks like.
And what's possible for people living with HIV.
Senators Julia Kurt and Carrie Hicks held a public forum hearing from people with
How does this even make sense? Look at that, yeah.
expertise in HIV criminal law, public health, and other advocates.
Specifically looking at HIV and kind of modernization in the science around HIV and how that compares to our criminal laws.
One advocate said that 16 other states have modernized or completely repealed HIV criminalization laws.
16 states.
Having it as a crime is not what's working.
She says what could work is increased testing and reducing the stigma around STDs.
If we're encouraging people not to get tested because they might be criminals if they're tested, then how are we ever going to stop these viruses?
It's such a woke, liberal foolishness mindset. Guys, here we go. Guys, let's talk about the herp derp, shall we?
Something I didn't expect being diagnosed with herpes has showed me is how much more open I am as a person and how much more emotional space I now have present, having gone through that experience.
Guys, what does that even mean? Guys, what do you think she thinks she just said? Actually, I got the herpes, governor. And I evolved emotionally, governor. My emotions are just as open as the sores in me vag, governor.
Let me explain. And it's not to say that I had no emotions prior and I wasn't just some fucking gold-hearted bitch. It just really brought out a very soft and compassionate side of me. It made me relate more. It made me understand people more.
Isn't it crazy, guys, that this is what it took for her to actually have, consider anyone else other than herself? Guys, I need you to type demon in this chat right now if you agree that this chick and chicks like her are demons. This is what it takes for her to actually think about other people as human beings. What a joke.
Made me sit in my own depths. That has just brought a type of awareness that only going through an experience like that can teach you. Especially moving through relationships and whatnot now. Of course, when I date, this is going to be something that comes along with Brianna now. I've got herpes. It's part of the fucking deal. Situations where I'm asking the other person to be considerate of my situation. Of course, I have to be giving that same level of understanding back. Also, not just in relationships, also my friendships, platonically, just moving through the world externally.
This is what you should have been doing anyways, you dunderhead.
Now, it has made me be a lot more considerate. And even taking the HSV out of this equation, I've been quite open and honest with how this affected me mentally and that I'd never experienced mental health issues like that. So even just sitting through something as hard as a mental health issue, it fucking took the blinders off in my world. It just made me just understand what people can really go through sometimes, because prior to that, I'd never really experienced mental health issues as bad as that. So to now have gone through that experience, to now be on the other side of it, much better, much healthier, living her life again, it just makes me understand people. It makes me resonate with people. It makes me feel people. Regardless if it's got to do with HSV or not, there are certain experiences that life will teach you that will help you understand people more and judge them less. And now, being someone who's in a situation where that's what I'm asking of people, you've got to make sure that that's what you're also giving back.
What a demon. Guys, this chick right here.
I just have the
First
worst
30
image.
Days of HSV Guide is a book she wrote. Look at this chick right here.
Oi! It's not the virus that is the hardest part of this diagnosis, but it's the shame that you continue to let yourself drown in. When I was first diagnosed, it wasn't as such the physical side of things that brought me down. While it was a primary outbreak and it wasn't a fucking good time, once that healed and once that cleared up, I wasn't left with that. I was left with the fucking big mental blob that was now stuck across my fucking head.
God, that Aussie accent on a chick is annoying, dude. Look, this chick's whole identity is the herp derp. Her whole social media presence is having the herp derp, guys.
Something I
Isn't that crazy? Like, what? How do we end up here? You know? Look at this.
So I have HSV and I was rejected for the first time in 4 years yesterday. And
Yeah.
it low-key was like humbling, it stung, and it was also like a wake-up call, like all at the same time. But like, I want to say this. If you have HSV, you cannot be mad. You could be a little hurt. You can. I have my own feelings, right? But you can't be mad when somebody just doesn't want to, risk that. Like, I understand that a large portion of people in America have HSV or some strain of it, but it's like,
Yes, see what you did there? As if both types are the same. You know what I'm saying? Yes, see how they do there's a big difference between 1 and 2, you goof.
I feel like that's only in America. Like, I don't think like we're thinking globally. I don't think this is a natural thing globally. So it's like, I can't be mad at nobody for making that decision. That's their decision to make. I remember once making that decision, right? I don't regret my decision.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I'm just going to respect there. So some people can be educated and still not want to risk that. And that's okay. That is okay. There's millions of other people out there. Like I said, this is the first time I was rejected in 4 years.
Look at that.
It's not that people don't care, but it's that, okay, now that we know, we can figure out how I'm not going to get it, but not telling nobody. That's definitely how people are spreading this shit. Yeah. So, and if you have HSV, please take care of your body, because you need to take care of your body. You need to eat healthy. Like, it don't have me even be thinking about the shit, because it's like, I don't break out because I take care of my body. I eat decently healthy food and shit like that. And it's really going to show, So yeah, like, I don't break out. I break out like, I don't know, once every 6 months. And it's not even like a real breakout. Like, I don't know. So it's like, yeah, please take care of your body. And I think that once we leave America, we're going to find a cure.
What? You don't think that America, that has the best scientific research on planet Earth, they can't find a cure? Think about all the chicks all the dudes that have smashed this chick. She said this is the first time that she's been rejected in 4 years.
That is a crime. Yeah, so you will literally get killed for that.
This man says people basically need to keep their opinions to themselves. But I think people who don't open up books or do any fuckery.
Oh, shut up.
So
we'll do one more here. Look at this.
I'm a lesbian with HSV too, and let's talk about how I've been feeling lately. I'm usually pretty secure within my diagnosis, but there are those occasions that, of course, I get rejected. And
Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. 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 Lesbians.
And guys, you remember I did a video on this one chick, on this lesbian who got the herp derp from, no, she got the high five from her girlfriend.
let's talk about my most recent one because it's kind of sticking with me. So I meet this girl, whatever, we hit it off, and I end up telling her that I have HSV too, and she rejects me. Valid. But I was like, I wish people were more informed about it, whatever. So she ends up calling me and is like, let's talk about it. We hit it off. We talk every single day, and then we end up deciding that I'm gonna come visit her. So I take my happy ass and I drive 3 hours to go see this girl, and the vibes are vibing. Like it's we're hitting it off. And we have our conversations that I'm like, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Like, you know, whatever. We have our conversations, and I'm not pressuring this girl whatsoever. So we end up doing the deed, and she does something that she's uncomfortable with. And I'm thinking, that's a big deal. She must like me. Only to come to find out that the next day she tells me pretty much that she regrets it.
Why my lip and tongue are so itchy?
That's nasty.
I can feel my skin crawling.
Guys, the next day she's like, she's like, wait.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Guys, here, we'll watch this, and then guys, we'll have a little moment to talk to the young guys, and then the guys that are getting that are divorced, that are back out in the dating market. All right.
Oh yeah.
That shit stung. Okay. Oh, that shit hurt because I was like, what do you mean? I was like, oh fuck, okay. And this is the first ever situation I've ever been in like that. Like, usually I get rejected and they never want to speak to me ever again. But this time I like the girl, and then you reject me? What do you mean, brother? What do you mean? And this is no shade to the girl. Like, I respect your decision. It's just, it's really sticking with me. Okay, so much love for you, babe. It just has me feeling so worthless. Why? I don't know. But I fear I amount to nothing but my diagnosis, and no one's going to see me for me. That's how I feel. And as much as I want this to be a positive place for people with HSV, I also want to be honest that as much as I feel secure in my diagnosis, there are days that if I could cry, bitch, I'd be fucking crying. I know that my person is out there, the person who's not going to see me for my diagnosis, but being in this waiting room of like, who's going to reject me is really hard. Okay. It's really hard. And I know there's so many people who feel the same way that I feel, but it's going to be okay. It's all going to work out.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Kennedy is a hot ass bitch, and someone's gonna love me for me, and they're gonna see me for me. Okay.
What a mess.
We got this, babe. We got this.
What a mess. Now, guys, all you young guys, all you Gen Z guys, all you older guys that have been married for 25 years. Now you're out here dating. Guys, you got to be careful out there, man. You have to be careful. Guys, it's no joke out here. Guys, women have more sexual partners than ever, and they're sleeping with all the same guys. Okay? And they're international. Pyro, do you remember that one white chick who went viral for saying that she got pregnant by some nug down in Jamaica? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, these chicks, they're banging the tennis instructors, the tour guides, all that stuff around the world.
The guy who does those mud massage, those clay massages. You know when you're going in the river and they're massaging you in the river.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because I actually there's a video that went viral where this dude was giving this chick one of those body massages, and he pulled it out, and she was like, just from, it was just crazy. And I'm just thinking, no, the hell, this just didn't go viral. World star.
Banging chicks, a whole bunch of chicks might seem like a flex. Guys, having the ability to bang chicks is more of a flex than anything else. And then, guys, also having the ability to go out and bang chicks if you want, but then staying home and playing PlayStation, that's a flex. Having all the resources and all of that stuff and keeping it to yourself, that's a flex. I'm dead ass serious. Because I cannot in good faith recommend that you guys go out and just slang it everywhere. Why? Guys, the risk itself. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, guys, don't do it. Don't do it, guys. This is not a joke. This is not a game. Because as now they have diseases that are antibiotic resistant. And guys, once you get it, you're cooked.
Did you hear now they're talking about there's the super Ghana, but now they're talking about a super Sif.
Whiffless. Yeah. Was it the Napoleon disease? Yeah. So, yeah, guys, I really hope that you guys have learned a lot from this. I really do. Colin, thanks for sharing, dude. Straight up, like if there was more people who were like you out there, then we wouldn't have the problems that we have. Guys, we understand that things happen. There's situations where it's not your fault, but guys, here we go. Watch. And then we'll set this.
Welcome and thank you for joining us for the second half.
This is called Why Should I Care? Dating in Houston among rising STD rates.
Half hour, the Factor Uncensored. Why should you those diseases in our city than anywhere else in the state? That includes new HIV diagnosis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis. The list just goes on and on. Even some new stuff they ain't told y'all about yet. It's gonna fall off. We posted a poll on the Isaiah Factor Instagram page asking if you ask your partner's status before getting it in.
Please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You guys think that people actually do? That's cap.
And Zach,
what the fuck is this thing right here? Whoa!
Rich Lux, and of course Bevan Biggers, who are all single and mingling and in those Houston streets. All right. Are you guys ever concerned about getting burned?
Yes.
Out there. Go ahead, Zach. Tell us.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So I was one of the 20% that said no. So here's my thing: if I'm willing to take somebody out on a date, taking a woman on a date, and we going out to eat, and if stuff escalates and stuff like that, that is the risk that I'm taking, and I'm not going to ask her, hey, so do you have anything, or who's these past men that you sleep with? Because to me, I'm going to make sure that, or hopefully, I'm going to make sure that they don't have anything, and hopefully kind of risking it a little bit.
How? Without asking, you dunce.
But I do feel I have been asked, like, hey, do you have stuff? And I feel offended off of that because I get checked twice a year. So I do feel offended when somebody does ask me that. But like I said, that they had the 80%, I had the 20%. I was the 20% that said no. So that's how I.
All right, Richard, let's hear from you now. You have a different perspective. You got something to tell us, right?
I feel like you haven't lived life until you had at least one STD. I'm just saying. Do I?
Well.
As partners before, usually right before, hey, are you clean? That's kind of how it goes down. But with that being said, most STDs are curable with an injection and medication. So if
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, stuff
they
like
getting
that.
stronger? Are they getting stronger or something?
Yes.
But I'm saying, I feel like it's almost taboo to walk around this planet and say you've never had one. Everyone at least had at least one. Come on.
We can tell this idiot definitely has. Disgusting.
No, let me just say this. I'm telling the truth.
I'm not
because
shaming somebody for having one, but everybody has.
But look, the numbers don't lie. Houston's popping with STDs everywhere, so it seems like everyone had one.
And I'm not a part of that stat.
Oh
Sorry.
my God.
So yeah, I was in a 5-year relationship, and I was not getting checked twice a year. I was getting checked like every 3 months. Like, you have me messed up.
And it's not always about you. It's about you. You know, do you trust the other person, or you're just being safe?
Yeah, no. I mean, if STDs didn't exist, I'd probably be out there throwing that thing out. But I am so scared to get something I can't get rid of, so I really don't even. I'm not even really dating. I've gone on, like I was telling the doc, I've only been on like one.
I'm sure you were telling the doctor how many dates you've been on because she was to date and marry a doctor, you dunce.
Or 2 dates since being single. Because I'm scared to catch something.
Okay, that's about to change. You're gonna get all kinds of.
Oh, well, hey, show me your paperwork.
What anybody dating should be doing.
Well, I mean, taking proper, protections with, with condoms. Really, the sexual awareness of our education in the community is paramount. I mean, unfortunately, this STD has really hit the African American community pretty hard so far as in this rise. And when you look at, there are significant ramifications of having STD, particularly for women. Women can get a very bad stage of gonorrhea and chlamydia to cause a pelvic infection, can also make them infertile. That's one. And then, of course, the HIV. We've had some good success with our curbing the HIV transmission, but it's still very much high, and particularly in the Black community, and so far as in women, surprisingly. And looking at the case of syphilis, syphilis has gone up, particularly in women, by 130%.
Damn, 130%
with getting syphilis. In Houston area, we've got the cases gone up 57%. So we have a large, almost an epidemic proportion of people getting STIs.
So is that concerning to you, Bev, as a woman, where many times, the women they end up victims as a result of men who are running around out there?
Running out loose. See, I wasn't being paranoid by getting tested so much in that long 5-year relationship. Oh my God. Yeah, it scares me. Have you seen my face this entire time?
I've seen it. I can't, guys. I can't. Thanos says, Isaiah 5:20, King James Version, woe unto them that call evil good, good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, and that but bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. He means Democrats. Hey, thanks for the $10, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the scripture, man. Because I was on a guy's stream yesterday, and I was saying, look, guys, I'm not religious, but I think Christian ethics, if we were to actually do what Andrew Wilson said and go more towards Christian ethics as a society, even though we are a secular nation, right? If we were to move, actually behaviorally move more towards Christian ethics and hold women accountable per the Christian ethical worldview, this would be a better kind of country, period. Put a 1 if you agree.
Yeah.
I agree, guys. I'm not religious at all, but guys, when you look at both sides of the issue, right? Who would always think about side A and side B and think about who you'd rather live around? I'd rather live around a bunch of Christians than a whole bunch of blue-haired, bull ring wearing, woke liberal goofballs any day. Who was saying something?
So, AJ, I posted a video in the private chat. Quick question, men, people in the chat. If you ever heard of this international superstar, there was this international superstar during the 80s. His name was Liberace. And and if you heard of Liberace, if you could put a one in the chat so I can see how many people in the chat's familiar with him, but he was literally international superstar, fantastic musician, piano, would sell out venues, millions of people would watch him. Even my grandmother liked him. And he was, zesty. Well, 6 weeks before he passed, he did this interview with Oprah Winfrey. And I remember watching this
I can't
interview.
show this because it's caught.
Okay, so he did an interview on Oprah Winfrey, and during that interview, this guy who was wealthy, money, and he was lavish with gifts, and he said to Oprah something on like the most, like she was asking what's important. He said the most important thing is your health.
Yep.
And next thing you know, 6 weeks later, he passed away. Turns out, it was the high five and stuff like that. But that was just very telling. And as I'm now in my 50s and, I'm dealing with surgeries and knee replacements and stuff like that. Back in my heyday, I thought I was invincible.
Yeah.
And now I truly have a healthy sense of my mortality. And I have to say, your health is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And,
and it's the one thing that you can't get back. Like once you're cooked, you're cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, all of us on this panel are healthy despite what we're living with, things we've done, injuries or whatever, right? But guys, once you're like paralyzed, once you're, your diabetes gets out of control and you lose a leg, that's it. That's it. You're cooked. You know what I'm saying? If you're always healthy, you could always make that money back. You could always, get that house back, get that car back. You know what I'm saying? So.
And now something that I got to constantly remind myself of is, what one of my mentors used to say: discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons.
Yeah.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so this day and age, I'm telling you, do not trust anyone with your health. Do not put your life in anyone else's hands.
Yeah. Guys, anyone who wants to look, people on this panel, I appreciate all of their you guys' input and participation. This is why I say that this is the most tolerant area on social media, right? Because all of us have made mistakes. Because once you're here, you're here. Because if I ever catch anyone talking negatively about anyone on my panel for anything that they've divulged, you're out of here. I know that I don't need to say that because we are a very, 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 very tight-knit group. But all the mods, all you guys in the just Discord, right? I shouldn't have to say this, obviously, but guys, once again, that's one of the few things that I don't tolerate here, right? Because guys, we always try and help each other, right? So we talk about things, we talk about ourselves, we say things, we admit to things, and it's supposed to be there to help you guys learn a lesson, right? But I wish someone would, and hopefully that I only have to say that once. Hopefully that you guys already knew that already. But all right, so guys, I'll shut this down. We will be live 5 p.m. tomorrow, guys. And then guys, this week I'm gonna do HOA nightmares. I haven't done one in a while where we're talking about HOAs. Probably Thursday or Friday, guys, where we'll go all in on these stupid HOAs. But all right, guys, I appreciate this. Take it easy, guys.
All right, thank you.